Work for hire is the biggest scam in the voiceover industry, and it's high time we talked about it. Look, if you're a part-time voice actor looking to go full-time, you need to know the truth. And the truth is, work for hire is not a badge of professionalism. It is an exploitative tactic designed to strip you of your rights, your future opportunities, and your income. And the worst part is, most voice actors, especially newer voice actors, don't even know they've been taken advantage of until it's too late. So what does work for hire really mean? It means in legal terms that the client flat out outright owns everything you create. Your performance, your voice, your likeness, your soul. Okay, maybe not your soul, but close. All in perpetuity. You get a one-time payment, and that's it. No matter how many times your work is used, repurposed, cut up, resold, you see nothing more. Now, producers love work for hire because it's a catch-all. It allows them to use your voice in perpetuity, meaning forever, yes, even after you die, and in any and all media, even media that has not yet been invented, without paying you another thin dime. It's the same thing as the term buyout in perpetuity, except it's got a little nicer, catchier name, like it's wearing a button-down shirt. And by the way, WFH is also the acronym for work from home. So how many voice actors do you think have read WFH and thought, oh, cool, remote work, I can do that? It's a deliberate confusion tactic. So let's backtrack for a minute, okay? What's a buyout? I just used that term. A buyout is a one-time payment for your work. No additional compensation, no matter what the impact or no matter what the profit is to the company that hired you. Sometimes it's acceptable. Sometimes it's the industry's way of saying, good boy, go lay by your bull. What's that other term you use, Paul? Residuals. Residuals are payments that you receive every time your work is aired. Residuals are standard in union commercial contracts for TV and radio and digital ads, and they're the reason a lot of voice actors make a damn good living. Residuals recognize that your voice, your performance, has value long after the original recording. Now, for non-union work, we don't call them residuals. We call them usage fees because they work a little bit differently. You're literally not getting paid every time something airs. But if it's for broadcast or paid usage, even non-union professional voice actors get paid up until an end date, so that if something airs past that end date, then that campaign has to renew. We have specific usage terms in our contracts. Now, the math doesn't lie, so let's break it down. Let's suppose you get paid $500 for a work for hire commercial. Let's say that ad runs for 2 years. It runs on TV, runs on the radio, runs in digital, maybe even in multiple markets, multiple countries even. And it generates millions in dollars in sales and profits for that company, and you see nothing more. Now imagine you've put together a proper contract, and every time that usage period renews, you get paid yet again. Over that same 2 years, you could earn $5,000, $10,000 or more, and that money is rightfully yours. Let's talk a little bit about usage fees. First of all, what are they? A usage fee is the payment for a right to use your voice in a very specific way on TV, on radio, online, maybe on a client's website or in their social media. Maybe it is in perpetuity. Sometimes that's fine. Or maybe it has a definite end date. Usage fees are how value is assigned to the value that you bring to the project. Now, for a lot of non-broadcast work, say explainer videos or medical narration, e-learning, corporate training, things like that, licensing your work in perpetuity is fine. But even then, there are very specific usage terms about how that recording can be used. Simply in the e-learning or just on the client's website, you've got to put guardrails around it. Producers, of course, don't particularly enjoy usage fees. They want to pay you once and get to use your work whenever and however they want until the end of time. And I get it. Look, pricing in our business is confusing and daunting, and each genre has its own pricing structure and use cases and edge cases, and it is confusing. But usage fees are the way that we have for producers to acknowledge your ongoing value for the ongoing campaign. That's why they push work for hire, because it's way better for them, but it's devastating for you. So how do you negotiate usage fees? Very simply, you ask questions. Where will this recording be used? How will it be used? For how long will it be used? In what specific media will it be used? And secondly, set limits. We talked about this earlier. If a recording is for what we call paid placement, in other words, they're paying to run that ad on a certain platform. Could be TV or radio, could be digital, could be YouTube, Hulu, you name it. Could be satellite radio. Everything you do for paid placement broadcast needs to have an end date associated with it. Otherwise, you're signing your rights away in perpetuity, and they could use that ad forever. So you charge more for broader or longer use. I highly recommend using the GVAA rate guide. We'll put that link in the description and show notes. And that's the industry standard for non-union voiceover work in North America. And finally, if a client insists on using a work-for-hire arrangement, run. Do not walk away, because in the end, that's the only leverage you have. Now, there's also a psychological toll that comes with work for hire. And the first part of that toll is this illusion of security. Work for hire kind of offers this mirage of stability, right? You get a quick paycheck, you get a signed contract, you get your foot in the door. But it's a trap because you're trading your future earnings for that current sense of security. And second of all is if you're working that way, the reality is you're going to burn out. Because if you're constantly chasing new gigs, it's because your old gigs aren't paying you anymore. So you're just working harder, earning less, and wondering why you can't ever make enough to support yourself and go full time. So if we all know that work for hire sucks for the voice actor, why does it persist? Well, it persists exactly because it benefits those with the power to hire us. Producers, agencies, clients all save money with work for hire. And voice actors, especially younger or those newer to the industry, end up paying the price. So the only real way to fight work for hire is education. You got to educate yourself. You got to know your rights. You got to understand the difference between residuals and usage fees and buyouts and in perpetuity and all these terms. You need to learn how to read contracts and to negotiate better terms. If you're thinking, good God, Paul, I don't know any of that stuff. Congratulations, you are not alone. Trust me. And we have strength in numbers. The more voice actors that flat out refuse work for hire arrangements, the more power we have as a community, and the less power the producers have to exploit us. Every time you accept work for hire, you screw yourself and every other voice actor. So how do you spot work for hire? Well, first of all, you look in the contract. Red flags include the actual phrase work for hire or any work for hire language in the contracts. Look for the phrases in perpetuity or all media. There will also be a decided lack of terms like usage fees or residuals. And finally, if it's an unusually low rate for a particularly high-profile job, it's probably work for hire. So, again, empower yourself with these questions before you sign the contract. How will my work be used? For how long? In which territories, countries, markets, and in which media? What happens if the project expands and you decide to run it in more territories or in more media one day? Now, here's a quick sample negotiation script. I noticed your contract includes work for hire language. I'd like to discuss usage fees to ensure fair compensation for any future use of my work, and we'll need to adjust the agreement to reflect this. So how do you protect yourself and your business for the span of your entire career? First of all, invest in business education. If you want to have a sustainable, full-time business in this industry, you need to think like a business owner. Educate yourself. Take courses on rates, on negotiation, on contracts. Learn how to market yourself and find better clients. And VO Pro offers just that. Business education for the voice actor. Learn more at vopro.pro/work-with-me. Secondly, and I just had this conversation this morning, know your worth. Do not let fear or inexperience drive you to accept bad deals. Your voice, your performance, your skill set has value, and the right clients will pay you ample value for it. And finally, find your people, find your community, join voice actor groups, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's the VO Pro community, whether it's a forum or a network. Share your experiences. Learn from other people. The more informed you are, the harder it is for people to take advantage of you. So I got some homework for you. Ongoing, your next steps are review your contracts. Look for work for hire language like we discussed earlier. Start Today, not tomorrow, asking for proper usage fees, invest in your business education, and support your fellow voice actors as they support you. Work for hire, guys, is not your friend. It's not a stepping stone to a full-time sustainable voiceover business. It's a trap. And the sooner you recognize it for what it is, the sooner you can start building a voiceover business that pays you what you're worth. You have the power to change your future. Don't let work from hire steal it from you. Now, if you got value from this video, if it helped you, if you think it'll help another voice actor, please do us the favor of sharing it with them so we can help other people as well. The more we educate ourselves, the more we talk amongst ourselves, the more we share information, I say it every week, the better, stronger industry and the better, stronger businesses we will have for ourselves. Thanks so much, and we'll see you back here again real soon.